أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم صدق الله العظيم. Inshallah, we begin the actual surah itself. The surah was revealed in the Makki period of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is before the hijrah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It contains and consists of 89 ayat, and the first of these verses is Yaseen. And when we look at Yaseen, we will know that it is made up of two letters of the Arabic alphabet, Ya and Seen. And both of them are read and recited independently. It is not joined. And we have many of the surahs of the Quran, 29 surahs of the Quran, in which Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala begins the surah with these letters of the alphabet, Alif Lam Mim, Alif Lam Ra, Taha, Tasin Mim, etc. And very amazing is the fact that out of these 29 surahs of the 114 surahs of the Quran, after the huruf, these letters that are read independently are known as huruf muqatta'at. In 24 of these 29, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has spoken about the Quran Sharif. There are only 5 surahs that begin with these letters that do not speak about the Quran. For example, the second or third surah of the Quran, Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Alif Lam Mim, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. And like that, there are 5 such surahs. So this shows the very importance of the Quran in itself, that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala brings it replete in the Quran. But nonetheless, coming back to these huruf muqatta'at, these letters that are recited independently, Imam Qurtubi rahmatullah alayhi has stated that when one looks into the previous revelations, whether it was the Torah, or whether it was the Zabur, or whether it was the Injil, we will find that in each one of these kitabs, there was one part of the kitab that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala had kept a secret. And it was a mystery, and no one could unwind and untie that mystery. And that secret lies in these letters, the huruf al-muqatta'at, these independent letters like Alif Lam Mim, Alif Lam Ra, etc. There is 2 important aspects with regards to it. One is that we have to bring iman in it. Secondly, we will not delve into the meaning of it. And then together with that, we must be 100% sure that despite we do not know the meaning, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will reward us for having recited these letters. To recite Alif Lam Mim is reward. Each one Alif is a separate reward, Lam is a separate reward, Mim is a separate reward. Like that, Ya, Seen, Ya is a separate reward, Seen is a separate reward by Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And for each of these letters, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will give us 10 rewards. Now when we look at these huruf al-muqatta'at from another angle, we will find that the Arabs themselves, they did not speak like this. But the Quran that is being revealed to them, the first recipients of the Quran speaks in this way to arouse an interest in their minds also, and to show them that this is not the speech of our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is the speech of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Now despite the fact that the meaning is not really known, but there were students, there were scholars, there were ulama, like when we look at from the Sahaba of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, And then Imam Malik rahmatullah alayh, on the one hand, used to say that Yaseen is the name of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Then Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhum himself said that looking at this word Yaseen, it was in the time of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam a word that was used in the Abyssinian language. And Yaseen referred to Ya Insan. If we translate it into English, O human. And that was the address that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala addressed our Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thereafter, Allah Ta'ala takes this qasam, Allah Ta'ala takes this oath, wal Qur'anil Hakim. Qasam of the Qur'an, al-Hakim, that is filled with wisdom. Now when we look at this Qur'an from the beginning to the end, we will marvel at the fact that in this one kitab of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, on the one hand, Allah commands us to the various actions of deen, and then Allah Ta'ala prohibits us and forbids us from those things that are haram and earns the displeasure of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. On the other hand, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala guides us. On the other hand, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala advises us, and then this guidance and advice, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala brings about incidents of the people of the past. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala speaks about the future, the day of Qiyamah. Allah speaks about individuals like Anbiya alayhimus salatu wassalam, the prophets. Sometimes Allah Ta'ala speaks about individuals that were not prophets. And all of this, if we look at it, the kind of wisdom with which Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has presented all of this. We will be reciting, like when we start from the very beginning of the Qur'an, Allah Ta'ala is speaking about His ni'mats, Allah Ta'ala's blessings upon us, and then Allah Ta'ala speaks about one great blessing that Allah had made insan, the Khalifa, the representative of Allah on this earth. And then how does Allah Ta'ala do that? Allah speaks about the whole incident of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, and Allah Ta'ala brings this forth to us. So the understanding will be, wal Qur'anil Hakim, that we cannot comprehend the wisdom that is contained in this Qur'an, but the great wisdom that is there from time to time, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala shows it. So the two verses, Yaseen, that is huruful muqatta'at, we will not know the real meaning of it. Whatever has been given is by way of example. Wal Qur'anil Hakim, qasam, oath of the Qur'an that is filled with wisdom. May Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka.